Susan, good morning.
Good morning, Sean. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good form.
Thank you.
I'm ringing in about Ruatahuna, the weather hotspot for the day.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about Ruatahuna.
Bit of a change of topic. Yes, I grew up there.
Ah, okay. Now, I'm just trying to figure out where... I'm actually looking on a map. So it's kind of Bay of Plenty...
It's in the Ureweras.
Yeah.
So it's between, if you could find Murupara on your map and Lake Waikaremoana, it's sort of situated between the two of them.
Wow. So pretty remote.
Extremely remote, and even more so when I was a kid, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. See, my family forebears go back to a place called Tineroto, bit north.
Okay.
Right up on the border with Urewear country, and I know how remote, hilly, and actually how wonderful, but kind of spooky that part of the country is. And it is different. It is like a different country, and I think because Tūhoe didn't sign the treaty and everything, I think it's quite mystical, that whole place of the country. And I know that sounds rich coming from me, but I do believe it. So Ruatahuna, what, a little country town, a little service town, or
it was just a little settlement. There was milling, so there was the Fletcher Timber Company, and so my dad worked there as a saw doctor. Yeah. And we had a little school. It had, the school had some good history. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sister Annie Henry. So she was a she was a missionary back in the early 1900s, and she was a friend of the prophet Rua, and he helped her set up a school at Mangapohatu. Yeah. And then one of the other chiefs moved the school, let her run the school out of his house, and then we had this tiny little school that eventually got built, the Huiro Māori school that we went to. Yeah. With a couple of rooms.
Look, I always think it's fascinating talking to someone like you who grew up. So, and when was it that you grew up there? 50s, 60s, 70s?
Yes, 60s. Yeah.
60s. Yeah. Okay, so you're same vintage as me. Do you ever go back to a place like that?
I do. My dad is buried on the Kahanui Marae up there. So, so I go back there and visit the urupa and, make a donation to the marae. And
you whakapapa back to there, or he whakapapas back to there?
My mother's family whakapapa back to Nelson, to Ngāti Te Awa. Yeah. But Dad was buried there just out of the respect, the love that he had for the country, and the respect that he had.
And he was Pākehā.
He had from the community. Yep, he was Pākehā.
Now you see, that's also why this is a rich story. That's the New Zealand we grew up in.
Yes.
And that isn't uncommon, nor should it be uncommon. He's buried on Marae, but he's a Pākehā because it's all about who you were in your life and where you were from and what land you stood on.
That you made.
And the contribution that you made, aside from what label anyone else outside put on you. Yeah. Susan, thank you so much for ringing in.
Cool.
And telling your story. When are you planning to get back to Ruatahuna?
Oh, over the next few weeks, really. I'm overdue to go back.
Now, apparently also the home of Prince Tuiteka.
Yes, it was.
And apparently the world's largest concentration of clapped-out Holden Kingswoods, according to David. Is that true?
Oh, I don't know. I reckon Minganui, I live there as well, Minganui Forest, that might be having that might have more.
Susan, where do you live now?
In Ruatahuna. I live in Kawerau.
Oh, okay. So you're relatively nearby. Thank you so much for your call. It's really lovely talking with you.
Great. All right. Thanks, Sean. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Nice call.